Alright, good morning all, and welcome to this mostly fresh start Pierce Infiltrator. We just finished doing a cold Spellbreaker, got that to kill Lokar. We're going to do Nightblade Inquisitor or Infiltrator doing Pierce damage next, and we very well may end up doing an Acid Witch Hunter, so Nightblade Occultist afterwards.
You're not looking too bad. The body you will.
Grab a lore note here. It's not worth that much. It's like half a level, but okay. Level 2. Of course, we start Nightblade. Put 1 point in Dual Blades. Put 1 point in Veil of Shadow. Kill some mobs, get a few levels. Morning, Captain Keen, welcome in. We will be one-pointing Shadow Strike for mobility, but we're not really going to use as a main damage source. This mob is taking forever to kill. Welcome to early game when you don't have any preset gear. This requires Physique 62. Which we'll get momentarily. Alright, so 2 points here. We are going to need at least 1 point in physique, so we will equip this, and now we can dual wield. We can also everyone has their own preference. I like right mouse to be my kind of default attack. Good day, welcome in, Violet. Up to a beefy 392 hit points. Unfortunately, with Nightblade, we do have. I mean, with Infiltrator, we do have some decent sources of health as well. I didn't bother with Ullman's Axe. No, it's getting replaced soon enough anyway. In general, it's not a bad thing to pick up. I do have this Barog's arm, which it's savagery, but still. Level 4. Okay, now we have a heal. And yeah. Eventually we will get to Shadow Strike. Let's also put a point in our first weapon pool skill. We do want all these Aether Crystals. We'll be needing them for crafting and things along those lines, plus the initial quest. This is also where having no scrap is a issue, because it'll take a while to get the scrap for Barnabas to kind of move the plot along. Okay, that's level 5. And, okay, this requires 79 physique, which we are going to get to shortly anyway. I mean, this again is just a random junk weapon, but it's better than this starting club that we start with. Their DPS is up to a massive 135. Alright, so we've earned our first devotion point. Thing is, we're just going to put it into this crossroads, and we're going to take a turtle for an early circuit breaker first. We have no resistances, which is something we want to fix as soon as practical. Sir McRib, welcome in. Puncturing Savage Club of Alacrity. Yeah, that's not good. So we do want to get Slith necklaces, which certain Slith mobs can drop. So we fight a bunch of them, and then we can trade them in for a ring, which will give us some resistances. Yeah, I've mostly been, when I see them, I've mostly been trying to do that. I have missed one or two. But yeah, basically click everything. Especially scrap piles. We will get a scrap for rescuing Faldus, and sometimes you can also buy scrap from the vendor, which, in terms of accelerating the quest along a bit, is probably worth it. Alright, so next level we'll be able to take Shadow Strike and put a point in Phantasmal Armor. At level 7. This guy, let's hope we have enough damage to actually get through his Menhir's Will. I guess this heals him for like 700, so hopefully we can at least do 700 damage in 30 seconds. Impervious. It's actually good impervious. Wow. That's a nice little early find. Get some little bit of okay, requires level 12, so we're not quite there yet. Still nice. All right. Alright, so one of the early quests, which normally I would never bother with, but on a fresh start, I feel like every little bit of XP helps, is there are 3 mobs, kind of elites, that we're supposed to kill. Like this is usually worth it on ultimate, but for purposes of this kind of a fresh start, I'm going to do a lot more of the quests. It just seems like when you have the merit, it's just, to me, it's too far out of the way for something that gives almost no XP, and also if it gave you rep, I would do it every time, but it doesn't. Get all the Aether crystals we can. So we will need those. We still don't have a Slith necklace. So actually, you. Let's not die. Alright, 1 Slith necklace. We need 3. Alright, so we take 1 point in Shadow Strike. This gives us more regen and CDR on our heal ability. And this is Pierce Res, CC Res, and Flat Armor. So. Alright, give me 1. Alright, let's do the shrine. That's another level. Alright, yeah, I think, push the mastery bar. I am going to eventually get dual blades, to soft cap. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I mean, it's a one-pointer, but still the best attack we have. Alright, let's get some points in physique. We are gonna want cunning eventually as well. We'll put 2 in cunning too. Well, eventually, once we have gear everywhere, hopefully some of that gear will give us some more health. Alright, Violet, enjoy the band practice. An option, but I'd rather get resist components long term and a bit of armor absorption. Plus, who knows how many of those I even have at this point, since I'm only using components we find. Probably, ideally, I want a Chains of Oleron on the chest. I want probably a Scaled Hide on the legs, and then at least until Ultimate, probably Silk Swatch on the shoulders. So that's 2 Slith necklaces, so we're almost there. 3 slith necklaces. Very good. So if you're playing Force Wave, this boss drops an amulet you want. We're not playing Force Wave, but his amulet's probably still better than Assault Bag. Yeah, we're still doing no damage. Oh, and we actually got hit by that Sunder. That's not good, but we dodged, just I guess not far enough. Right. So see, right now we only have 2 scrap. We actually, let's see if we can buy some scrap.
The dead a creature. I need some
And,
time.
and Faldus will give us 1. Alright, he does give us scrap for that. Sell me any scrap? Yes, you are. So are you. Perfect. Alright, we have the Aether Crystals. We can give these to Kasparov. It's also going to give us point to spend. Alright, we might as well get the Slith Primal Ring. That's going to give us a 12% Elemental, Poison, and Vitrez. And you get one of those rings on each level, and each time it has better resistances. So yeah, that right there is already pretty nice. We also have some skill points to spend, so let's do that. Once we... Well... There we go. That'll give us an additional weapon pool skill. So our default attacks will be a little bit stronger since we have a couple of additional bonuses to them. Let's... 21% poison res, but we still don't want to get hit by too many poison projectiles. Yeah, the Spellbreaker, we killed Lokar on Thursday evening. G2 also welcome in. So my view is kind of, let's do fresh start level 1 to kill Lokar with different Night Blades. That's kind of the goal. Alright, these are shoulders, so we don't have a shoulder plate, so now we do. And... Alright. It's more flat pierce. This also has percent pierce damage, which makes it a lot more interesting to level earlier on a pierce build, but we're going to push the mastery bar for a while. Put a few more points in cunning. Maybe Blind Assassin, but that kind of depends on what we find. It is a blue set, so not that difficult. But we may also go just double derp slicer and kind of custom gear. Alright, might as well turn in the quest. Getting some nice flat armor. It's not huge by any stretch of the imagination, but still good.
Any luck clearing out those sliths? Well, good. You're one of you. Follow the.
check.
Oh, we don't have enough reputation to get the fabric quest. Just, fresh start things where you don't have mandates.
Oh, hello, traveler.
So we'll go find Angram. We'll have a blacksmith. Basically, you side with Angram unless you are playing Fire Strike on a fresh start. And some people like to side with Duncan on Elite just to have a access to both smiths, which isn't unreasonable, but... What's up, Master Halls? Welcome in.
Move along, Mouse.
Alright, so we got Angram. There is a shrine down here, or shrine like around here, so we'll go get that. Finally got the spell thrower, nice. Alright, so we have Turtle, which is our first circuit breaker. So yeah, these two bosses, these two elites here can be a little dangerous. In an ideal world, you just fight one of them, but we didn't quite pull that off. Mostly you just don't want to get frozen. And just make sure you have a heal up at all times. We don't have great damage yet, since we're not really putting a ton of points in Shadow Strike. Alright, that's one down. And two down. Okay, these both require level 18. They are going to be a bit of a DPS upgrade, but we can't use it yet. Also, I'm going to 1 point Ring of Steel. I think we have to go to Circle of Slaughter to get the fumble as a defense, and then once we hit 40 in Nightblade, we can go back and start leveling Inquisitor. So we'll rescue Ulgrim up here. This is, in my opinion, if you're kind of speed leveling, not worth doing on normal, but again, every little bit helps when you're not speed leveling. And you don't have all the XP pots and mandates and everything. Ring of Steel is actually, for a low-level 1-pointer, doing some damage. Also gives us some AoE. Okay, we got some gloves. Finally. And we get more scrap.
What do you want?
We're friendly, so now that we're friendly, we can get the fabric quest.
What's with all the have you found a good with there have been warden?
Right. So usually keep components in shared stash, but for purposes of all these videos, I'm going to keep them in the personal stash so that I'm not accidentally using components that we didn't find ourselves.
I'll keep an eye on this.
Even on a fresh start, I'm not the best about this, but you do want to pick up a lot of the, especially green and better gear that drops, because you can always sell it for something. And so we do actually, if we wanted to, we could even level with Ring of Steel. There's a When we get to Pine Barrens in Act 3, there's a amulet that gives us cooldown during a steal. And when we get to the Void in Act 5, there are weapons that can drop that give us additional AoE and cooldown. So it's an interesting option. I think the most common one is probably to level with the Dermaptor and Slicers as an auto attacker. But it is worth keeping in mind. So right now I'm just pushing Mastery Bar, and we're putting some more points in Dual Blades, which gives us flat Pierce damage and Phys Res. Percent Pierce as well, but you're mostly taking it for the flat. Okay, right. We're going to take the Milton Helm, which is going to give us Aether Res, as well as a little Piercing Poison, some OADA. This is what is sometimes called the Death Totem. We may find out why, but I'm going to play very conservatively. These mobs are not a joke. Celestial totems are absolutely have the potential to be terrifying, no doubt. Okay, I think we definitely take Final March here. It's Aether and Slow Res, Physique, DA. It doesn't have... it's not a great pair of boots, but it's better than anything we have. And we actually do want this node to be as high as possible because percent cunning gives us both OA and contributes to giving us extra pierce damage. So yeah, we'll keep pushing that. Pretty soon we'll get to Whirling Death, which is another weapon pool skill, which further empowers our default attacks. We do have that devotion point to spend, but if you wait a minute to spend a single devotion point, it's not the end of the world. Jack and Toy, welcome in. And so you're new to the game. Quick question: do you have the DLCs as well, or just the base game that slightly affects the answer? You took the DLC too. Okay, great. So yes, Force Wave Soldier can be an excellent starter. It's it's not going to be the best build out there, but in terms of it's one of the things that'll probably get you kind of 90% of the way there the fastest. And you can use it to farm for other builds. So we get to the next Rift Gate. I'll show you a couple spots you're going to want to go to for Force Wave. Okay, so in this flooded passage area, there's a boss called the Ancient Shambler who drops an amulet that gives you plus to Force Wave. For if you're leveling a Force Wave build, it's probably the amulet you want. And when you get into this area, the Necropolis, there are a bunch of enemies that drop something called a War Cleaver, which gives a bunch of bonuses to Force Wave. So those are probably the two main things that you want, and yeah, definitely Force Wave can be a good starter. And Lucky Luke, thank you for the follow. Oh yeah. Also, respecking is incredibly cheap. The only thing you can't change when you respec is your 2 masteries, so your class that you're playing. Everything else, you go to the Spirit Guide. You can refund mastery bar points. You can refund all of your skills. You can respec your devotions, and there are also pots that you get that can even reset your attribute points and just do a full reset on your devotions. So yeah, you level to 100 with Force Wave, and you can play something else, or like I said, you just keep the Force Wave character around for farming and to start a new build. one-handed cooldown force wave. It's just, it feels so boring to play. Like you definitely want to play, if you're starting out, the two-handed version with the that makes it spammable. So otherwise you're just torturing yourself. One-handed force wave with the right gear is really strong against bosses, though. Yes, generally speaking, don't take what Magi says as serious commentary. I said generally speaking. I didn't say always, Magi. Alright, let me just kill these mobs. I kind of want to spend my devotion points. I mean, Magi knows how the game works, he just often chooses to ignore it. Which does make for some interesting content, to be fair. Alright, one more point here. Alright. And next up we go for Assassin's Mark, which gives us additional Pierce resistance reduction. Yeah, the Witch Hunter was good. If you're talking about the Vit one, yeah. Superior Veracity. Yeah, this is an upgrade. So weird using random green gear as upgrades. Certainly avant-garde. ZDPS against Warden Krieg. Always fun.
When I'm done with you, I will crush your friends and enemies. You're strong. Now, I will demonstrate my true power.
Yeah. ZDPS and low hit points as well. Avant-garde. That is an interesting description for your for some of your builds. I would say Magifer. I kind of like that one.
finished. The Warden's defeat is a...
So you must be the guy before.
Ah, we speak. I cannot speak.
So yeah, a bunch of lore notes here that if you're speed leveling, you pick them all up, but I mean, they're still, I guess, worth picking up even if you're not speed leveling for a little bit more XP early on. But you're just not going to get the same boost. Morning Helm, specific plan for endgame. I mean, it's a self-found character, so whatever gear we find. If we get lucky, we could do Blind Assassin, but it's probably going to be some sort of a custom blend. All right.
Don't stray too far now.
Well, only problem is I actually have the Blind Assassin blueprint.
The three go to the center.
So since I didn't reset my blueprints, I can't actually get it. And I don't want to pretend I have it.
The emissary
Like for
warns
things like crafting relics, crafting components and stuff, those blueprints tend to be really easy to get. But yeah, I'm not... If I get 5 Blind Assassin pieces, we can do
Are
it.
you prepared to face the truth?
Pretty much. I basically want the fresh start experience without having to actually reset and lose everything. And I know you can just move your save file. But
The emissary was right.
I could hear.
alright, so we're gonna side with Drieg.
The weeping spot. Much purpose flowed. The eye.
I normally hate siding with them,
Blood of our seers.
but
Come see what's left of my wares.
I want these for when we have a medal to put on them. And I don't want to actually do Forgotten Gods until later. So we can't get rep for the factions by killing mobs. So we have to just side with the faction that we want the blueprint for. I mean, if you're not doing a fresh start, you just have all those things in your stash already, and it doesn't matter. But we are doing the fresh start, so we can't just store blueprints for the movement runes. I mean, yeah, I do like zooming. I can't deny that, Tarnish. Do we still have 0% bleed res? Yes, we do. Alright, so we going to get some more resistances soon. You do want to put components on your gear, and I think we probably have enough components that we can start to do that. So let's just go back to Devil's Crossing, see what components we have, what we can craft. I think level 18 is when we can get a relic, even if it's a mediocre one.
Safe storage, no questions.
So we want an unholy inscription ultimately for our gloves. We can do a couple corpse dusts to give us vit res and health for our rings. I think that's probably how we want to play that. And let me see what we need for a runestone, because I want to make sure we have it. Okay, runestone, I mean a wardstone. 1 chilled steel, 1 searing ember, 1 cracked lodestone. Okay, so we can legitimately craft a wardstone for our amulet. And now we have a tiny bit of bleed res. Hey, welcome in Ground Zero. How's it going? Okay, Blessed Whetstone requires level 20. It requires 3 scavenge plating and 3 serrated spikes. Which we don't actually have, so we can't craft those, but let's see if we have a mark of the Traveler at least for our boots. No, not yet. And we don't have a Chains of Oleron for... Yeah, I mean, we could put random components on, but I don't really want to.
Well, you work here. We have to hit them hard and fast. Leave.
Yes, we found a new way to describe most Magifer builds. Alright, so we have a little bit of bleed res now at least. This is horrible for Act 2. Like, if we... Literally anything with Pierce res is probably, if we can, going to be a massive improvement, but... Do we have anything that we can actually use here? Using this for Pierce Res just feels bad. We're not doing that. I think we don't have enough for Silk Swatch, so we just have to deal with it. I don't think I have enough base, since this is I'm only using components I find. I don't think I have enough components for the silk swatch craft yet. Hopefully soon. Well, look at that. Upgrade to armor, and we get Pierce Res. Okay, Ancient of the Wolf. If this is... I mean, this has bleeding res on it. We're going to leave it on for that and that alone. Let's go sell some stuff. Get some money.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Magi answering the questions that none of us had.
See you around.
Pierce Res is, yeah, 18% is pretty bad. So if you're playing a cold Nightblade, this boss has a 1/3 chance of dropping a Spectral Longsword. You can see what he has equipped. He also has a unique shield. I don't understand people that level a cold Nightblade with a shield, but some people like it. Yeah, I think I think cooking instead of playing Dota is definitely the right call. Yeah, well, if you're playing Trozen, that's kind of a different story. But I'm thinking, melee Nightblade specifically. We didn't actually get the quest to talk to him. That's unfortunate. We'll go back. Ooh, low-level Thunderstruck of Thunder for this is probably worth keeping. Yeah, level 16, so... Alright, that's actually crazy if I decide to play Stunjacks. Because level 16 is what you typically get when you speed level with Lokar before you fight the first boss. So I could actually have an MI to fight Kaizog. So yeah, a lot of Fresh Start Grim Dawn is kind of ambling along until you... oh, what am I... Ambling along until you actually get the MIs that you need for your build. Right, did I talk this guy? Yeah. Alright, let's actually get this done. So we're going in here because we need dynamite. This guy is one of the sketchiest bosses to face early on. We're gonna back away, let our XP pot, or sorry, not our XP pot, let our health pot recharge. It's like, you want to make sure you have a heal available against him. Okay. Alright, so somewhere here there is going to be some dynamite. think we did get the one piece, but if we can get a little bit more. Alright, we got some royal jelly, which will come in handy for another quest. Alright, I guess that's... Yeah, there is another part of the mine, but it's too much work to get there. Now we kind of go up here to find the Rover Elder. Yeah, the Undead Totem with no Pierce Res is... that's a no. Alright. So we get the Shrine and next Rift Gate, and then we'll turn in a couple quests. Aggressive Ribbon of Shadows. That's, I mean, it's not amazing, but it's better than what we have. Another royal jelly. Okay. Alright, one more devotion point, we'll be able to have Assassin's Blade for resist reduction. Now, some of the Cronley gear is actually good for us.
Keep your weapons.
At one point in this, it gives us elemental resist reduction, and once we get additional points in Nightblade, that's just, it's nice to have. This we don't bother with. Alright, 2 more points. We are 34, so we need two more levels to get the 40, 3 more levels to get Circle of Slaughter, which is going to give us Fumble on a Ring of Steel, which is a nice defensive layer. Yeah, don't get hit by the overhead slam. That one was cutting it a little close. So the fact that we have very little damage is going to make Voldrak pretty scary, even on normal. Mighty of Thorns. Okay, this requires level 21. And it doesn't give us skills, but it is going to give us some Pierce Res and some more armor, so... Anyone drops scrap on fresh start, you pick it up. Okay, that, whatever that is, that hurts. You gonna drop us something good at least? So we actually, yeah, Murderer's Breastplate we can use. That's an instant upgrade. Pierce Fire, Cold Res. Yeah, our Pierce Res now is semi-respectable. Like that one little drop is making a huge difference for us. This also gives us +3 to dual blades, so that's more Phys Res and more damage, and +3 to Shadow Strike. So yeah, Murderer's Breastplate is probably what we're going to be using and trying to upgrade, just because it is a really good leveling Nightblade chest. I mean, if you're playing any sort of melee Nightblade, you're going to at least 1 point Shadow Strike, and you're going to want dual blade soft cap for the Phys Res. Jay, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. I think I saw you were playing Farthest Frontier. How's that going? So these have Aether and Elemental Res, which are fine. But they're not amazing. really fancy the undead totem with 40% piercers. You get the wrong set of enemies, and that's going to get ugly in a hurry. If your resists are in order, though, usually it's very much C totem, click totem. Alright, so yeah, we lose +2 to Shadow Strike on a non-Shadow Strike build, but we get Poison, Elemental Res, and a bunch of % health. Like, this is an upgrade. Well, let's see if Cronley wants to drop us a good ring, because he does have +3 Circle of Slaughter on his ring, which is nice for us. His shield is up, so just gonna wait until that goes down. Of course, even without his shield, we do no damage to him. Welcome to early leveling with no useful MIs for damage things. His shield's up again. Yeah, if Cronley gets to put his shield up again, you know you have no damage. Aggressive of Celerity, that's probably about the worst roll we could get on a ring, but there you have it. Alright, so I typically keep some of the crystal because that gets you an Aether Cluster, which is a good panic button. It has 75% damage absorption. I mean, we are going to pick up the Cronley ring. It does have native Pierce Res, but And yeah, look, +3 circle of slaughter is nice, but given those affixes, I don't think it's good enough. Maybe we'll farm him again later. And we're gonna put Assassin's Mark. I think we'll put it on Ring of Steel for now. We're going to have to do some respecking later, but
Well, damn, now that we're...
at level 21. Yes, they did. So, by far the biggest one, Living Shadow now has reduced target's damage. Because, I mean, I don't know why they thought that needed a buff.
Nobody's.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Alright, let's sell some more things and see if we can craft anything. So yeah, this would be... We're not going to use the Spectral Longsword just because the whole point of this is to play Pierce. Alright, so let's put the components in. This I want to drop in Item Assistant for future future builds. Oops, wrong one. Anyway, back to this. So let's see. No Mark of the Traveler. Really pretty slim pickings for components still. we, with these we can craft very little, unfortunately. I think I am going to put an ancient armor plate on for a little bit of extra tankiness. And I think we can probably afford an anti-venom salve. I think it depends on what you how you play it, but I can see that. Hopefully we get a better belt at some point. Alright, so we keep moving, we'll get a couple more shrines. Try not to die to Voldrak, even though he can do a lot of damage and we do nothing. Alright. Alright, so we are going to be an Infiltrator, which is Inquisitor. The amulet dropped by this boss down here is a lightning amulet, but it's also +1 to Inquisitor skills. So if we get a good roll on it, it could be interesting to have for a little bit. Well, I think the thing with the buttons to press tarnish as well is if you depend on living shadows for your damage reduction, you don't need Horn of Gandar, which is one less button to press, which could make a fair bit of difference. Okay, so I wanted a useful drop and we got this. We might reset and refarm that boss at some point, but for now we're just going to go on and get a couple more shrines. I think also if you do like a Shadow Strike based version of the Infiltrator, you don't really use Seal as much either because you're moving around all the time. So if you don't need Seal and you don't need Horn, then that makes it a lot less awkward. There we go. Our Pierce Res is at least okay now. Alright, so we get Circle of Slaughter, which is the main thing we wanted here. I don't even think I'm going to 1-point this for the time being. But we will put a point in Dual Blades, and yeah, I think we're ready to be an Infiltrator. It will ultimately give us an additional heal. We'll get to Deadly Aim, and yeah, there's not a ton here that's great until we get towards the end, but yeah, skipping Arcane Empowerment doesn't feel great, but like, if your build isn't standing in the seal, you're not really missing out. Got an unholy inscription, finally. Ancient armor plate. Yeah, we're actually starting to get a few components here. Alright, so that's going to fix a bit of our vit res issues and some of our bleed res. We are going to craft another ward stone now that we have a decent metal, but and when we have a few more aether crystals and such, we can craft a rune stone for our helm. I kind of have a feeling that we're going to be switching to a different helm soon. We might even run Cronley again. Try to get a murderer's cowl. Nomos Dread has the Frozen Sky Shard thing, which is useless for us. Drop a portal, get the next rift gate, and then we're going to find the other two Arcovian passages. We can also get the shrine down here. It's like it's a bit out of the way for sort of if you're speed leveling or something like that, but it's not an unreasonable thing to get otherwise. Level 23. Let's get dual blades to soft cap at least before we go further. I mean, it's gonna be a while before we get Aura of Censure. Sorry, Aura of Conviction. Okay, we actually got a Manticore Eye, which is pretty huge. So we need 3 Manticore Eyes to craft the +1 Nightblade Relic Slaughter. So getting one from a random one-shot chest is pretty nice. Vigorous of Men here's wall. No, our current shoulders are still better. Yeah, I don't care about Ruri Kerr. Vidrez is going to be a little sketchy for Kilrian. Make sure these healers don't heal him. That's the last thing we need. Alright, go sell some more stuff. We can actually do the dynamite quest here. And now if we want to blow stuff up for components, we can.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. See you around.
Got something you need stashed? It's safe.
Alright, I think we can get a silk swatch now as well on our shoulders. Yeah, 3 scavenge plating. Just double check that we have that. Yeah.
Got any more scrap metal?
Resilient plating and a serrated spike, which I know we have, so alright. There's a silk swatch. Still no chain or traveler.
I'll keep an eye out.
So yeah, let me see if we can craft a runestone in our helm.
Scrap metal.
Wardstone is probably 20, so yeah. Chilled steel, searing ember, cracked lodestone.
Got something you need stashed?
Searing ember, cracked lodestone, chilled steel.
Safe with me.
Okay. So can craft 4 wardstones. And 1 runestone. Yeah. Which we need to be level 24 to use. So next level we'll be able to put that on. but we at least have it for some additional resistances in our helm. We have one devotion point available. I think I'm going to take Harpy for the damage. Let's go turn this quest in. We'll get the attribute point for it. We'll at least get our next level before we fight Voldrak. Alright, that's soft capped now. Alright, so Smuggler's Pass. We have to fight Voldrak to get out of here. He is probably the scariest boss you're going to face when you're leveling. Usually you want to have good damage so you don't have to stay in melee with him. We don't have good damage, so we very well could end up dying here. Just unfortunately the reality, but if we don't die here, we can get through the homestead and get the weapons we need to see a massive damage increase. Let's not get hit by the yeah. Yeah, we didn't have time to evade that, so yeah, so we got hit, but is again, he has two attacks that can both do a ton of damage to you. You evade one, and then you didn't have enough. I didn't have enough time to evade the second one. OFF Templar seems like a Magi build, so giving it a shot. Fair enough. Alright, so yeah. Voldrak definitely can kill you. Fortunately, he didn't have a great weapon. And we were able to cluster for one of the slams.
Well, if it isn't bio, I haven't been entirely. I came.
Yeah, OFF feels great until you have to fight an enemy that actually counts. So we don't technically have to fight this boss, but we are going to do the totem. So we might as well. I can't wait to get MIs and actually have a little bit of damage. This feels so bad right now. Alright, so I was hoping we might get someone that drops a derp slicer here and get one early, but no such luck. We did, however, get a second Manticore Eye, which is pretty huge. I mean, look, if Magi wants to suffer playing Dota, that's his business. Oh. Ow. Ow. No damage, no HP is not a good combination. Are we counting we're counting Elden Ring as a Souls-like game in that, because Elden Ring at least has, I feel like some of the old Dark Souls. I do have Dark Souls 1. It just, I never got into it, and it looks so dated right now. Okay, right. We should return to, just to get the extra early homestead rep. So once we talk to him, any of the beasts we kill will give us rep. So. Well, it's the thing that if it's the right amount of challenge, it feels really great to beat the game. Too much challenge and you just rage and give up. Or, I mean, I guess gamers can be very stubborn and refuse to admit defeat and bang their heads against a wall for a while. So, FromSoft definitely caters to that, I think. Slith skill leg wraps for a cold or acid leveling Nightblade would be a kind of an instant yes, but for Pierce they don't really add anything, and we're not focused on Shadow Strike, so. So yeah, at best we'll sell them.
So how good?
wasn't sure you'd I wish that I'm going to check in with Creed here, but I suggest you speak to
I'll skip the plus. The Legion is split on
Alright, so this is the area where we can start getting these Dramaptron Slicers. Theoretically, any of these guys can drop them, though it's more likely to be the heroes. But yeah, you get 2 of these and your damage and sustain are going to skyrocket. Level 26. Oh. Just mastery bar for now. We will be taking Slaughter once we hit level 35. Assuming we get the 3rd Manticore Eye. Alright, we still have very little Chaos Res. We're going to need to fix that before we get into the Blood Grove. Alright, we're going to put a point in Word of Renewal as well. and a point in deadly aim. Hopefully get some Dermapteran slicers, because that's kind of critical for the build. Demonic of the Void? Okay, that is completely... I mean, it's the worst... Well, maybe not... It's one of the worst rolls I can imagine getting on this weapon for Pierce build, but... I mean, it's still... And that just shows you it's still an upgrade despite how horrible it is. See, puncturing of spines is a little closer to what we want. This one, unfortunately, is level 32, so we can't equip it yet. Yeah, this is still... It's absolutely insane that this is an upgrade, but it is. So... Charged of Alacrity is probably, if that's also level 24. Alright, so we have two Dermapteran Slicers now. They are... Like, seriously, look at this. We have Fizz to Lightning, Fizz to Chaos, and we're still doing way more damage. And we have two actual usable weapon pool skills now. Anyway, so obviously we're going to continue and hope to find some better slicers than what we have found thus far. Puncturing of spines is at least okay because it's no attack speed, but it gives damage. think maybe we take Panther now for some OA, Cunning Spirit, crit. It'll give us some blue affinity, which will let us take Ulzot if we want. Hey, welcome in, Max. How's it going? How late were you going last night? Only 1 a.m. So that would be 2 a.m. my time, I guess. You know, we're going to finish farming this cave. So hopefully we get another level 32 slicer with decent affixes. Nope. 2 elites down there and no drops. When we get to level 32, we might have to do some more farming. Nah, I'm sure Max slept.
was much. I see you. My scouts have reported back from the lands to the north.
Just there are two other.
The one you call Ogre.
Alright, so now we're going to go back and do Pine Barrens. Let me just make sure I have the dynamite that we need. We appear not to have any dynamite, so... So what we're going to do is we're going to reset. We're going to do a Cronley run, see if we can get slightly better gear from any of those mobs. They also have a tendency to have a bunch of dynamite. Let's sell some stuff. Yeah, again, perfect if we were using Shadow Strike, but we're not, or using Shadow Strike as a main skill, which we're not. I don't have Aether Shards.
Safe storage. No question that. It's safe for me.
And yes, I could use Aether Crystals to make Aether Shards and spend the money, but it's a fresh start, so we're poor. Plus, we do legitimately need some better gear. And we are using the Cronley stuff. Healed by somebody. That's one dynamite. There's also a chance to see if Cronley wants to drop us a better ring with the Circle of Slaughter bonuses. More dynamite. Yeah, that's how I got the first dynamite to even continue along the quest line and blow up the barrier for the rovers. Alright, your shield's up, so let's just ignore you for a minute. At least do a little bit more damage to him now. Still not great. His shield's up, but he's almost dead, so we're just gonna keep attacking. Stalwart of the Gilded Arcanum. Let's see here, actually. So it requires level 33. DA, attack speed, cast speed, pierce, chaos res, +3 circle of slaughter. We might be using that. Alright, now let's see if we have better luck with MIs. Yeah, this is kind of a dual purpose farm. We want to see if we get some Cronley MIs that are good for Nightblade leveling. We may end up doing another run. Okay, Clerics of the Wolf is going to give me health, better pierce res. Damage to undead, physique, cunning. Like, yeah, this is an upgrade. Still what? This is level 19, so... I mean, look, in an ideal world, we want to be getting level 30 something, but... Rampage, Murderers, Calla, Protection. So we lose a little bit of Aether, and we do get +3 Ring of Steel, which I think is better. We get more armor. Yeah, we lose the Aether res. We'll swap the Runestone out. And yeah, since we reset the game, we can do a quick Warden run and get some more Aether Crystals, Aether Shards, and such. In general, when you're starting a new session, unless you have plenty, this is always good to just do a quick run. Alright, so let's keep the runestone. Yeah, like again, Aether Res isn't great, but top row resistances all look good. Bleed resistance looks good. Chaos Res is a complete disaster, but we might be able to fix that. Alright. 3 dynamite, so we can go to Pine Barrens now, which will give us 2 more shrines and some additional XP. And then we can refarm for Dermapter and Slicers as well. And hopefully get a 3rd Manticore Eye so we can craft the +1 Nightblade Relic. So we need a Poison Gland, kill Megara, and kill the other 3 bosses. Hopefully get a Manticore Eye, but that's kind of down to RNG. We got the Poison Gland so we can advance the quest. One other interesting option we have leveling a Pierce Infiltrator is we could do Spam Ring of Steel. We have the Poison Gland, we're just wandering around seeing if we can find any Manticore Eyes. Totem might have some Manticore elites. Alas, no. Okay, so we lose a little bit of health, but these are better resistances. Like, those pants aren't bad, but I think I'm going to try to get some Dreeg or Salile pants. We need to be at level 30 for those, though. Some of the rare affixes will roll level 36 as well, which would be an issue for us because we wouldn't be able to wear them for a while. Alright, so no Manticore Eyes for now. We'll just keep going. Imbued Silver for the Chaos Res, possibly, yeah. We could try to get to level 32 and have a couple of good Demaptron Slicers before I bother with the components. So early on, we didn't even have enough materials to make the components that I wanted, and now we're getting to the point where we do. And we did do an Aether Crystal run, so we have some more resources for things like Imbued Silver. So this amulet has no resistances whatsoever on it. I think we might farm Bloodbriar again. And yeah, in the meantime, okay, these are level 30, but this is a pretty substantial upgrade in terms of resistances and such for our gloves. All right, Marzola, good morning to you. Good luck with your stream as well. Probably see you over there at some point. Alright, so this is a blade trap metal. It's not going to really do anything for us. Yeah, we'll turn these quests in, get another level or so, and then I think we'll try farming Dreeg. Yeah, I guess we just keep pushing Inquisitor. And is there anything else? Oh yeah, let's farm the +1 Inquisitor amulet again. It's not great for us, but if it rolls with some nice defensive affixes, and it'll give us a little more of HP and a little bit more of a heal. Yeah, we're gonna want the +1 Nightblade relic for sure. Okay, Menacing of Thunder does give us Chaos Res, and like from a... Oh, unfortunately, we can't equip that to level 36, but... we'll survive for now. We go sell a few things. I'm gonna reset the game, farm Cronley again. And I guess we'll also farm the Dermapterans again, try to get better slicers. Yeah, this we don't need. It'd be nice to have basically any belt. Alright, reset. Cronley, Dermapterans. Try the Dreeg boss. We'll start by going out. I feel like you get more of the murderers out here. We do slowly get DC rep for killing these guys as well, so that's kind of nice. Merciless of Protection. I mean, it's still level 19. Unfortunately, we're not getting the higher level ones, which are going to have more armor. So we may have to come back and do some more farming later. It's like you can craft dynamite, but it costs iron, and you also need iron to craft aether shards if you don't have any, which somehow we don't. So, and I'd rather not blow my iron bits on something that's pretty easy to farm. Like, if you have unlimited iron bits, established account, and so forth, you never farm dynamite here, but if you'd rather spend your iron on things like blueprints, buying your first relic, etc., then this works. And we also have no stun res, so the Dreeg pants might be the better solution for us, even though Salile pants do have lifesteal. We at least are getting some lifesteal from our weapon pool skills, thanks to the Dermapteron slicers. Alright. That's enough. Let's go find the Dreeg boss, see if we get a pair of pants. Yeah, okay. We go back down this way. It's also where you farm Rift Scourge Slicers if you're playing an Acid Nightblade, but sometimes RNG can be a pain. You have to do several runs to get anything. Alright, let's not die. Vigorous of the Arcane Blaze. Let's gonna require level 35. So fortunately, Vigorous is good. Of the Arcane Blaze is pretty worthless. I think let's go to the Dermapteran Hive again, or at least just get another level 32 Slicer. And then we can try to refarm Dreeg and maybe even refarm Cronley. So ideally we want to get level 32 armor. I mean, ideally one of the elites in here will give us a decent one. We can be done, but Charge of Alacrity, nope. Alright, let's see if this one's feeling more generous. Puncturing of Frostbite, no. We are level 32, which means we can at least put on our one good Slicer, which will hopefully be a damage upgrade. See, 1605 becomes 9. Yeah, so it's a bit of an upgrade. Now we try to find a second thing that's comparable to like a Puncturing of Spines or Puncturing of Alacrity, and once we do that, go back to Dreeg Boss, reset the session, and so forth. I mean, I guess as a level 32 versus a level 24 Charge of Alacrity, it's still an upgrade, but okay, we will try the other cave within the cave. I mean, that's so terrible because the MI literally gives you skill-specific conversion that ruins lightning affixes. Now, when I was farming Locksmere for my Cold Spellbreaker, I actually got a Thunderstruck of Thunder Locksmere sword. Alright. Reset again. We'll see if we can make it to level 35. We may peter out a little sooner than that. But okay, we got first things first. Dreeg Pants, then Cronley, then Dermapterans. And then we figure out how to make our Chaos Res not awful. Alright, can we just kind of move past most of these? Mystic of Ulzuin's Flame, you gotta be kidding me. That's what you have on offer. Alright. See if we get some better Cronley gear. Farm the Dermapterans again. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother upgrading that belt. It's... give me something with resistances on it. Alright, back to Homestead, Rotting Croplands. Unfortunately, on a low-level belt, apparently... I thought so too, but apparently on a low-level belt, Maniacal doesn't give Chaos Res. It's amazing how sometimes you just one gear piece, just you get nothing. Plus, like in Grim Dawn, that's the exception. In Path of Exile, that's the rule, or at least Path of Exile 2. Puncturing of Spines. And it's level 24. Thank you for nothing. Alright, nothing from you. Like, level 32 items that don't convert away from my main damage type. I would... Puncturing of Celerity is probably better than the Charge of Alacrity, unironically. Level 24... Never mind. All the level 32 items. Try the other cave. Yeah, look, these items drop like candy when you don't need them. Yeah, no words. We go again. Alright, let's farm Drieg. It's like good impervious of vitality or something would be perfect. Okay, let's not fight all these guys at once. All right. All right, this is level 36. But these are actually good. I think we're just going to say, you know, put these on at 36. In the meantime, let's go back, get some, see if we get some Cronley upgrades, and then see if we get some Dramapteron upgrades. Really just need a puncturing of Alacrity and we're good to go. So, it's a good chance, guys, I'm probably going to wrap up in about 15 minutes. If anyone wants to go live in the next 15 minutes or so, I'll give you a raid. Otherwise, just look for someone on my follows list. I mean, it is Chaos Res, but I don't think I can use Incendiary Shoulder Plates. Your streaming plans are on hold indefinitely. Sorry to hear that. Not really getting anything good here. Let's go back. How long can it take for us to get one puncturing of Alacrity? Really? Puncturing of Spines. Level 24. Yeah, a long time, apparently, right? Alright. I mean, it could be worse. Or at least we're level 33. I'm not going to put points in Seal right now, but we have that as an option. God, imagine grinding an MI for 30 levels on normal. Puncturing of Slaughter. Nope. I did that, I think, when I made, I want to say it was Season 4, I did the Dari Vindicator, and this was before patch 1.2, before they had, you know, bosses with guaranteed drops. I think I gained about that many levels, trying to get the shotgun, I think the... Oh no, it was the Legion sniper rifle, because I was leveling Pierce. Yeah. Vendor farming vinyl tin for living rings. That's pretty bad. Jeez, what is with everything being level 24? Like, you guys are 10 levels above this. You can drop me a level 32 item. I believe in you. And you can also drop me a level 32 item with the useful affixes. See, you're level 37. You have no excuse. Puncturing of alacrity and... Yep. Figures. You know, at least watching the streamer be a little bit tortured by RNG is good content. Let's go down here, see if we can find that one elite. Maybe they feel generous. Yeah, maybe. What do you want to bet this is level 32? Puncturing of thunder. Called it. No, this is not nearly as bad as Heart of Theoden. Thank you for the sub, Braskin. Glad you're enjoying the torment of RNG. I mean, that's kind of on you a little bit for playing Panetti's, but fair. No, it was level 24. Believe me, I checked. It might have still been a damage upgrade. This is still not as bad as the time I was farming Malkadar and he dropped a Glacial of Shattering. And it was a level 84 base. So this is Shield of Spine, so it's probably level 32. Yep. Yeah, that's about right. Alright, let's see if my rotten luck with Dermapteran Slicers translates over to Manticore Eye, since we're getting close to level 35 over here. I feel like at least the pet item, you're just losing a few percentage points from having a lower base. Whereas the weapon, you're actually losing out on a ton of flat damage. It's like the pet item, a ring, an amulet, things like that are still very usable. I mean, it's still it's still frustrating. You get the perfect item and like there's one little flaw. But at least it's a smaller flaw. Okay. Totem wants spawn Manticore elites? No, it doesn't. And the map doesn't really want to spawn Manticore elites either. Okay, level 34. Let's go kill Bloodbriar again. So I think, yeah, where's my... So in the off chance that Bloodbriar drops me a decent amulet, I might spec a bit more into Ring of Steel. And then we really just need the derp slicers until we get to the void, where we can rediscover bad RNG all over again by getting great drops for the other two servitor weapons. Mighty of Vitality, so no resistances. Does give some health. We had a Cronley ring that required level 33 Stalwart of the Gildum Arcanum, which gives Pierce and Chaos. And +3 Circle of Slaughter. It's still not a great ring, though. I don't know. Alright, let's keep trying for the derp slicer. Also see if we can get a Manticore Eye so we can craft Slaughter once we hit level 35. Puncturing of Celerity. Still not level 32. Superior of the Slayer. And it requires level 36, so at least it's a level 32 base. Or wait, let me double check that. Yeah, it's a level 32 base. And since we have 100% armor piercing, Superior is just as good as Puncturing. Of the Slayer is better than Spines. Let's do one last run here, see if we get something we use at level 32. Otherwise, we at least know we have an upgrade at level 36, and I can kind of live with that. Puncturing of thunder. Of course. Alright, let's try Pine Barrens again, see if we get that third Manticore Eye to craft the relic. Well, we did get a Manticore Eye. Alright, let's see if we can even craft a slaughter. See what we need, because the issue isn't the actual slaughter relic, I don't think. The issue, if anything, is going to be the predecessor. Okay, requires guile. We don't have any. Do it. Well, maybe we found some, and I just wasn't paying attention. Oh, we do have chains of Oleron. Well, that's a nice thing to know. Okay, guile. Okay, yeah, this we have. Yeah, we have 5 ancient hearts, so that's fine. And a slaughter. Yep. Alright, so we can equip that at level 35. Okay, so could take and that if we do that, that's going to completely nuke our vit res, which is already in not great shape.
Safe storage, no questions asked.
I mean, that at least, I don't think that has any conversion on it, so in theory that could be a good item for like a lightning trickster or something. Alright, we have Market the Traveler. Let's see, imbued silver. Let's just make sure we can actually craft this. Scavenge plating, polished emerald. We have plenty of those. Alright. I mean, our chaos res is still pretty terrible. I still think I kind of want to farm for some better stuff. Let's do another Cronley run, see if we get like a level 32 item that has chaos res. I think this is going to be my last run, and we might end it just before we get the... No, we should... No, I'm going to go to level 35. We'll put the relic on. We're not that far away. But yeah, once we hit level 35 and put the relic on, I'll send a Grim Tools out, and then +1 to Heart Seeker, so that's not a useful bonus. Yeah, and then we'll raid somebody. Resistance is just not good. Pretty much ever. Unless you have literally 0 resistances. Yeah, I'll go back, kill Moneybags, Martin, and Cronley. Maybe Cronley will drop a good ring. No, I mean, I think 35 is good just for the skill points. I'd like to get to 36, but I need to make myself some lunch and at some point hit the gym, do some productive stuff. So I gotta call it pretty soon. Glacial of Corrosion. That's bad. If that was good impervious, that would be very tempting, but it's bad impervious. Devastating of Protection. This like the Chaos Res is tempting, but does, and this is all right. So this is a low-level item with a level 36 affix. It's like a level 20 item, which where the affix is actually making the level requirement super high. This might be the worst possible belt that is an upgrade. Level tiers are pretty similar. They're not identical, but like usually there's a lot of items which drop at 32, then 50 or 52 or 55, then 70, then either 82 or 84, then 94. Yeah, exactly. Let's go one more time, try to kill the boss with the +1 Inquisitor amulet. We'll get to level 35 doing this. We'll put on the slaughter. Thunderstruck of Mending. So, alright. This goes on. This belt goes on. We'll swap the anti-venom salve out.
Tinkering is my specialty.
This belt's probably getting replaced very soon. And as much as I don't want to do it, I think I have to go double imbued silver in my weapons. And we need to put that on before we get to the Blood Grove. Like, this is at least going to give us passable resistances. So... Alright, then... Alright, so I'm gonna end there. Get you guys a Grim Tools for the level 35 version of the build. We will continue Tuesday evening around 4:30 Eastern Time US. And let's see if anyone's on. Finally got your Templar to 94. Very nice. Congrats. Alright. Who do we raid? No one playing Grim Dawn that I can see. Smerzola's playing D2R. We can go say hi to him. He used to play Grim Dawn. Now he's basically a D2 streamer. But, I mean, Grim Dawn is kind of a spiritual successor to Diablo back when it was good. So, there we go. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Thanks again, Braskin, for the sub. Thanks for all the new follows. And like I said, I'll be back on. We'll be continuing this character on Tuesday evening. Okay, have a good one.
So that's one of the things